we do that by putting a little more weed on the streets of Indiana. And this is deeper than Indiana, because we got to get fentanyl off of the streets of the United States of fucking America, and we need to legalize weed recreationally, federally, for all 50 fucking states, because this is the home of the brave and the land of the free.
Nate G219 here to help it back and better. You know what it is. Got another one coming at you. I'm not up in the 219 right now. I'm down here in my, what I like to call my second home. I'd love to make it my permanent home, but, you know, it's a vacation spot for right now. Place I've been coming my whole life, Tennessee. Crossville, Tennessee to be exact. But, there was a big portion of my life I wasn't able to come here because of the choices I had made. Now on Friday night, on the 21st, I think it's the 23rd right now, maybe it's the 24th, whatever Friday was, it's Sunday now. We went to a Jelly Roll concert. My wife and I, with one of my friends and his wife, went to see Jelly Roll, and Jelly Roll had gotten pretty deep on the fentanyl and the opiate use, and he's very open about his previous addiction, and I'm going to get into that a little bit today. It was very heartwarming feeling knowing that he truly cares. And a lot of people, I know the epidemic of heroin and the fentanyl is across this entire country, but here where I'm from, not here in Tennessee, but here in the 219, heroin has been a problem for a very long time. The region, the Midwest, it's known, Chicago area, Chicagoland, where I'm from is considered Chicagoland. It's been an epidemic since the 90s. It's been a problem since the 90s. I think the first person I remember overdosing from opiates was when I was a freshman in high school or 8th grade. I don't remember, but it was a long time ago. Fortunately, I didn't get into my addiction until much later in life, but unfortunately, I did get into that addiction, so I can relate. And there were a couple pictures that people were holding up on signs, and one of them I had known, so it just was a pretty deep deep conversation that Jelly Roll had with the crowd. And Jelly Roll, I thank you for that. If you ever see this, I don't know, man, thank you, because the awareness needs to be brought about. And, you know, my goal is to change the way of what kids are doing, what the crime, the gang life, the drug use. It's got to change. But for now, all we can do is try to create that change and try to create the awareness that the problem needs. Now, it's such a bad problem that, man, just the other day, that same day before the Jelly Roll concert, we had heard a story about somebody on a flagging operation. It's 90 degrees out there. This was, I think it happened on Thursday, and it happened just south of where I was working that same very day, on that same very road, doing the same very job, holding a sign, directing traffic, making sure everybody gets through safe. It was a highway, and what I do for a living sometimes involves me having to direct traffic, or my guys having to direct traffic and try to create the safest possible work zone that there is. And a lot of times, people very kind will give us bottles of water, and homeowners just and we're beyond grateful for it because, you know, we're dripping sweat. We're dehydrated at this point in time. It's hot. Somebody gave a flagger a bottle of water while they were coming through the work zone, and flagger overdosed on fentanyl because of that. And it's a damn problem that this crap is everywhere across the streets. Now that it's a little frightening. It happened about 10 miles south of where I had been working. So that very could have easily been me or one of the guys I was working with. But the fact is it happened. And from what I understand, the man did not lose his life, but was in critical condition the last I heard. I don't know, I haven't had any updates about it, but the people that do some things like this, those are the type of criminals that need to be definitely, man, yeah, they definitely need to be in prison. And they intentionally try to kill somebody. I mean, and they'll probably never be caught because they were driving through a work zone. Unless the cameras on the trucks were 100%, or one of them ring cameras caught it, which isn't likely. That's a problem. But the heroin and now meth is becoming pretty prevalent as well. Now, growing up, it was always the heroin was the problem until you went south of Route 30, which I live in Northwest Indiana. My mom always told me things are different south of Route 30, and they are. There's a lot of we consider it going south. Going anybody from where I'm from, Midwest Indiana, Northwest Indiana, I mean the Midwest, we consider south of Route 30 Southern Indiana. Anything south of Route 30 Southern Indiana to us, because it's like the entire state changes. It goes from city, you got poverty, you got Gary, Indiana, you got all this stuff, the steel mills. You go south of Route 30, you got cornfields, you got just not much of anything. You got some windmills. I took the drive all the way down from pretty much as far north you can get on I-65. Is where I get on to head here in Tennessee and take it all the way down. And the only interesting thing is about 200 or 300 windmills, you know, the big turbines that provide power. That's the only interesting thing you see. No joke. But throughout those cornfields, there's a lot of people cooking meth up. They're doing a lot of things, and they're providing a very bad criminal element to the state of Indiana, just as the gangbanging in Northwest Indiana does. There's just as many criminals throughout the sticks as there is in the city, and everybody's providing drugs that are killing people, and everybody's leading, or got some people leading people into this criminal lifestyle, and that's got to stop. That's what where it's got to stop. So I don't know, I know this was kind of a rambling rant today, but these drugs and these criminal, it's got to stop. People have got to stop teaching the kids the criminal lifestyle. And I know that that's a very hard thing to do, because realistically, take for Chicago, for instance. There's 12 and 13-year-olds that have double, triple homicides. You guys know this. Look at the whole King Von situation. He beat a double murder before he was 18. And is known to have, he was a hitter. And he died at a very young age. So the rule is out there, 12 and 13 years old, they get juvenile life. So, yeah, they get a life sentence, but juvenile life means out at 21. I've met multiple people that had double, triple murders from Chicago that ended up in Indiana correction system after they were adults for other murders because, you know, they kept on doing what they were doing. But at 12 and 13, they were out there killing people. They were also out there supplying the country with the area with the drugs. I'm not just saying it was just kids, but it was the 20-year-olds and the 30-year-olds that were smart enough that they didn't want to go back to prison, so let's put these kids on it. So it's a horrible, horrible cycle that's got to be broken, guys. And I'm trying to get my voice out there to help some people follow me into helping to change. And you guys also know I'm trying to help get some other people out of prison, because the prison needs room for people that are intentionally doing this, spiking of the fentanyl and crap like that. They got people in there that don't need to be in there anymore. My boy Ariel gratefully comes home next year now. Ronald Sanford, you guys know that one. I've done plenty of stories about him. And, you know, my next step is trying to help get my boy Cletus out, because he's been in 22 years. And yeah, he's in for a body. He killed somebody, but he did the world a favor, and he was led to do that by somebody that's been home for too long already, for 5-6 years already. And I mean, he was the real monster in the case. I mean, there was no drugs involved in that one, so that one was completely off of today's topic. So I'm going to have another video coming out about that this week. But I just wanted to do a quick one. I've been thinking about this fentanyl problem and this heroin problem that the entire country is suffering. And my area has been suffering for 25 years now, 20, maybe longer, 30 years. It's been a horrible epidemic for a very long time, my whole life. And gratefully, I can say I've been off of that crap for more than 10 years now. And I can't disagree with Jelly Roll. Man, just such a touching feeling that he gave us, or gave me myself. Just, it hit home. I'm not too into too many of the white rapper country hip hop, but Jelly Roll and Struggle Jennings, man, those two, their raps hit the soul. They just say something else, and they especially Jelly Roll definitely wants to change the course of people's lives as well. So I just had to do a quick one on that, man. I've been thinking about that. And Jelly Roll, thank you, man. Thanks for coming to the Porter County Fairground and putting on that one hell of a show, again, might I say. But passing that message you did, man. I know myself and too many other people have lost way too many people that we know to the opiate crisis, and that alone needs to stop. But hey guys, if you were interested in any of the prison stories I got, or any of the videos I've had, hit that like, hit that subscribe, support the channel if you'd like, please. Trying to still make it to go see Ian Bick, try to grow this channel, and a couple friends and I are also going to be trying to put together Narcan availability in the 219 area. I know they say you can get it, but too many people have been denied it. It's up to the pharmacist whether you get it or not. And sorry, some of them pharmacists are dicks. So, guys, remember, never forget life's choices, and you know if they ain't hating it, you ain't making it.